Hello guys, so it's another session, of course, with our demos from Learnsoft Beliotech Solutions. And categorically, this is tackling our school ERP, especially the new curriculum, the CBC, Competence Based Curriculum. It has come with a number of changes, and from the transition from 844 to CBC, uh, it might be challenging based on how your system is. Here in Learnsoft, we are good, and we have already successfully deployed this particular system in a number of our clients, and we are ready to. They are already using the system. So I'm going to show you a bit of differences which have been incorporated in this particular version of School ERP for primary schools. Because we have two versions of the system for primary schools and also for secondary schools. As you can see on my screen, I have my system already launched, ready for you to log in. There's a bit of improvement in terms of how the system looks, the look and feel, the UI, UX of the system, basically to make sure that we are up to date and users are happy to use our system. So in this case, we have improved the login and also the entire system in terms of the interface. And here it is, whereby you need to log into the system, and I will continue to log in into the system. As you can see, the password now is big circles of the same compared to the last where we are using asterisk. But basically, this is where you log in, and there's a bit of interactivity in terms of buttons, the way they are responding to highlights and touch and clicks. So here we are good, and we hope that our users are going to enjoy this version the way it is. So I'm going to show you categorically on the examinations module, whereby we are good to go. If I log in now, I should be taken to the landing page of the administrator, and this is a landing page. It's very flexible. You can see here we have a number of modules in place, of course, including admission, examination, finance, bulk SMS, administrator settings, whereby you can be able to customize your settings according to how the school operates, and also the database backup. Nothing has changed in terms of the functionalities, but if I go categorically to basically the examination module, you find that when you click on the examination module, you're prompted to choose which curriculum do you want to go with, because 844 is not yet completed. It's still we are transitioning to wind up with the 844. From class 6, 7, and 8, they are using 844. But PP1, grade 1 to grade 5, they are using the CBC curriculum. So there was that need to have our system upgraded so that users can be able to incorporate the changes and the way subjects and the teaching areas are tackled. So in this case, I'm going to show you the comparison. Of course, I'm going directly to the CBC curriculum to show you how it is being tackled. So if I make a choice of CBC, then I'll be taken to the CBC, whereby I need just to enter my marks in place, uh, and also do the analysis. Now, the difference is the way the analysis is being done, because in CBC curriculum, we are using rubrics, while in the 844, we are using the grading such as A, B, C with 12 points. But in CPC, we are using basically rubrics, which is at a range from, it ranges from 1 to 4. So that means if you score, the best score is 4 points. Uh, uh, Second best is 3, 2, and also the list of the performance shows 1. So let me just show you how you're going to do, because the categories have been the classes have been categorized in different uh, categories, of course, ranging from PP1 and PP2, whereby they're doing 6 subjects or maybe teaching areas. We also have grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. They are doing around 7 to 8 subjects. Then grade 5, 6, and 7, they are doing 11 or 10 or 11 subjects, which in this case they are called teaching areas. So if you want to enter the marks for end of the classes, you will need to enter the year, just the way you are doing with the CBC. Choose the term. You also need to do exam because you're doing exams. We can be doing more than one exam in a term. So this our system is able to accommodate up to even 10 uh, exams in one term. So I'll choose the year to be 2021. Then I'll choose term one. And then I go ahead and let me just choose a previous year because it's something I want to show. Maybe 2019, term one, and I do exam one. Then I come here and choose a grade. In the place of class, we are using grades. So you can see here we do not have classes. We are only catering for PP1, PP2, grade 1 to grade 5. And according to how they have been categorized, PP1 and PP2 are doing lesser subjects, and the subjects increase as you go to the higher grade. So I'll choose PP1, and then we need to see what comes in place. So in this case, I have two students who are in PP1. Of course, you can be able to see their name, but the subjects in place here, we are doing mathematical activities, language activities. We have Swahili language activities. Then they're doing psychomotor and creative arts. Then we have environmental activities. Then we have religious education activities. Under religious education activities, we can see we can have CRE, which stands for Christian Education, uh, Christian Religious Education. Then we have IRE for Islamic. Then we have the other one for Eid. So in this case, PP1 and PP2 are only are doing 6 teaching areas, which were previously termed as subjects. So here I need just to enter marks out of 100. Of course, in whichever area they're doing, I'll randomize them so that you can be able to see just random marks out of 100. For the next student, you need to randomize just the marks, but the teacher should be able to do the actual marks for the student. So in this case, I'll need to save the marks, and I should get, sorry for this, I need to choose the stream. Of course, there are more than one stream. I need to enter the stream and enter the marks accordingly. Just very simple demonstration, but you'll see there's a big difference in terms of the CBC and also um, the 844 curriculum. So once you enter the marks perfectly, then you should be able to save the marks. And in that case, you get a notification that your marks have been recorded successfully. Now, this is basically what the teacher is required to do in a nutshell. But how do we go ahead and analyze these marks for the student? So I'll go to the next tab here called CBC Examination Marks Analysis. And in this case, I'll need to enter the year for the exam I just entered, 2019. Then I do term 1, exam 1, and then grade should be PP1. And then here I'm presented with the analysis of my student marks. So as you can see here, if you get 67 in mathematics, there is a corresponding R, which is standing for rubric, giving you 3 points. Then if you get 34, that means you are scoring rubric points being 2. So at the end of the day, we are summing all these points to see your score at the end of the analysis. So in this case, I'll just do click analyze the marks, and that should be able to sort for me the way the student has been able to perform. As you can see, it has already arranged according to how the student has performed. Here we have total marks being the first student being 408 and the second one being having a total of 374 marks out of 600. So once you do the analysis, we can do a number of things here. One of them being you can be able to print the merit list. Of course, the merit list is an analysis report of how the whole class has performed. So in this case, I'll click here to print the merit list. We should be able to see that merit list, of course, presenting itself on the screen. Once it is ready, it's just a click of a button and it has already generated the merit list analysis. So if you look at this from the chart, it will be able to analyze for you the performance of all the students. So in my case, I'm handling 2 students in this particular PP1. you can see here. Of course, the exam can be customized. You can be able to customize it. I'm going to show you that bit of customizing the exam. It doesn't need to appear like exam one. You can give it mock or something else, just a custom name for the purposes of generating report. So here the students are arranged the way they have performed, of course, based on the total. The total marks for the top student is 408 and the second one is 374 marks. Then we have a mean grade here being 68 and the second one being 62 out of 100. Then the rubric version, of course, they have scored the same score because from uh, 75, basically from 50 to 75, you're scoring 3 points. So that's why 68 and 62 are ranging in the bit of 3. If they had gotten maybe from 76 to 100, then this would be 4 points. Below 50, 25, 26 to 50, then you're getting 2 points. Then below 24, 25, you're getting 1 point for the rubric score. So this is the first report, the way it is. Then page 2 will present me with how every subject has been performed in terms of 4 points. How many subjects have scored 4 points out of these? We only have English and also psychomotor. And then we have Kiswahili having 2 people scoring 4 points. We also have one student scoring 3 points in mathematics, and then we have also one in English scoring 3 points. Then we also have psychomotor one, environmental one, and also RE one. So in this case, we give you'll be able to see how the subjects have been performed. Down here, we also talk about how the subjects have been performed in terms of mean scores out of 100. And in a nutshell, you should be able to see which one has performed best. Of course, you can be able to see that psychomotor and Swahili have been performed so well, all of them scooping the top mark for the rubric version of it. Then we also have the main marks, which is 391 out of 600 because we're doing 6 subjects. Then we also have the main score, the average score for the class being 65.1667. Then we have then a graphical presentation of how the subjects have been performed. Of course, a graph will be able to give you at a glance and in a nutshell how the subjects have been performed. Very nice presentation of the same, and you can be able to see which subject is well performed by just looking at the graph itself. Now, apart from just having the merit analysis, we also look forward to, after analysis, you should be able to send results to the parents. So in this case, you should be able to send these analyzed results to the parents. And as I have always been saying, our system is well integrated with bulk SMS, and that will enable you to basically send results to the parent once the results have been analyzed. The same way you can be able to communicate to parents in real time. Instead of typing a lot of messages, you just type one and you get to choose the group to which you're sending, and the message will be delivered on in within no time. So in this case, I want to demonstrate how, if I click this button, you'll be able to see these results being sent to me because I've configured and enabled that the number is basically my number. So in that case, let's see how we are going to have um, uh, the messages sent to me, to the parent, of course, in the case where we're doing the actual analysis for the marks. So in this case, let me just try to mirror my screen. Just a minute. I want to mirror my screen so that we can be able to see what comes on the screen. Let me see. I'm going to use this to mirror my screen right away. So that we can be able to see how marks how the parents will be able to receive the marks. Let me just restart this application again so that you can be able to detect my phone. So this is where I was saying you can be able to do a custom name for the exam. If I do, I do call it 3 PP2 assessment. you'll be able to see this is the name that will appear in the merit list analysis. So instead of having this name here, exam one, it will have that custom name code as I have put it right there. So let me try to generate maybe merit list so that you can be able to see this name appearing on that particular bit. So this is how it will be able to appear. You can be able to customize the name in a very convenient way without much struggles. So that's it. I basically want to mirror my screen so that you can be able to appreciate how the parents are going to receive. Yes, it has responded. So let's see how we are going to have this. Yes, it has already been done. So I'm going to place my screen here, my mirror screen here, and then send. Because I've already analyzed the marks, then I'll click here to send the marks to the parents. So I should be able to see to receive an SMS, of course, telling me that it has been sent successfully. Now the system has told me that the results have been sent, so we expect to see here. Thank you so much. So I'm using MTop Mark Academy as my prototype for this, and this is what we get at home. So the parent will receive a message telling them that like the first student, the top student has received one telling that, dear parent, Nadia Murugi Karaoke admission number 566 scored as follows. Marked, which is mathematics, of course, 34, English 65, Kiswahili 78, environmental 87, psychomotor 90, and CRE 54. That gives a total of 408 out of 600. And it tells you thank you. So basically, the second student, of course, as you can see, I'm comparing those marks with these the totals here. You can see 408 and 374. Those are the marks which have been already dispatched from our system after the analysis, and they have been sent automatically to the parent. So this is how the parent will be able to receive the notification even before you can be able to send, before the student takes home the hard copy report card, which I'm going to showcase in a few. The parent will have already received the marks and the way they have been scored. And this will enable you, the teachers, actually, it will enable students to avoid forging results, because we know that students forge results so that they can be able to present them in a better way to the parent, in a way that doesn't communicate them. So this system will be able to send the marks to the parents even before the student arrives home, if they are going home. So even in a case where students don't go home, then you do not need the hard copy report cards printed. So this will enable the school also to cater, or maybe basically to minimize the expenditure of printing hard copy report cards. If you can be able to send through an SMS, then I think the purpose is already achieved, and at a lesser cost. So that's a bit I wanted to show on how you can be able to send results to the parents through our bulk SMS integration. Going on now, I want to show you how we can be able now to generate a report card from this. If this was the last exam for this particular term, you can be able to check here so that you can be able to set the date for the next opening. So this will be indicated on the report card. So if this is the last exam, I'll check this and then I'll set the opening of the next term, which could be 8th of April in this case, and then I can be able now to print my report cards as generated. Let's see how the report cards will appear. Beautiful. Now, this is one of the best interface you can always see with our system. One of the things we pride in is the ability to be able to even upload the photo for the student. It is a very beautiful photo there. You can be able to append the actual photo for the student in place. So here we are, the details of the performance. Of course, I told you there is a number of adjustments in terms of study areas for that particular, for CBC. So in this case, we are tackling 6 subject study areas, and you can be able to see the rubric grading of uh, of the marks of the performance. You can be able to see the top students here, the way they have been graded. Then the comments are either below expectation, approaching expectation, meets expectation, and also exceeds expectation. Those are the main comments which are appended on every score. And you can be able to see we do not have ABC something the way 844 does. Here we are doing 1, 2, 3, 4 as the performance metrics for that particular analysis. So the other thing is you will be able to see the total marks and also be able to see the average marks of the student here, 68 out of 100, and then they have scored a grade or maybe a rubric thing of 3. Then the position is 1 out of 2. Then we also have comments based on the average score based from the class teacher and also the deputy, or maybe the teacher, whereby the comments are appended according to what you score here. So if you get 4, then it means you are above expectation, you have exceeded expectation. If you 3, you've met expectation. Then if you 2, you are approaching expectation, and if you are 1, you are below expectation. So in this case, we also have a graphical presentation of how the subjects have been done, and also the date we've indicated the next opening. It is shown here, and the date the school closes is here. Then we have it as a complete. If you go to the second one, you'll be able to see the photo of the student right on the right hand side, and then the analysis is also done the same way. Now, in the case where in a term we have already scored, we have done more than one exam, then we expect that the graph will be able to appear so well in this case. So in this case, let me just show you how I'll do with 2020 because I've already entered so many exams for 2020. Then I chose PP1 and North Stream. Let me do which exam? Let me do the 7th exam for this case and then do PP1. So in this case, I'll analyze, and then I want to show you how the graphical presentation will appear when we have more than one exam. Very beautiful graph. Look at this. This is very beautiful. Now, if you look at the first student, the way they have scored, all the marks are already in place, where we have exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4, exam 5, all the way to the current exam, which is the exam we are analyzing. Then the analysis is done. I want you to take a glance at this particular graph presentation here. This class, I've done close to 7 exams, and you can be able to see the first exam, what they got. It keeps track of your performance. So even if you do not have the marks up here, you'll be able to be reminded that in exam 1 you did this, you performed like this all the way to the current exam, and that's the beauty of this particular system. Thank you so much. Now let's go to maybe we analyze 2020 exam term 1 and maybe first exam for grade 2. Now grade 2, I have a number of students, like 2 of them for this particular analysis. Let's compare and contrast how and see how it differs from PP1 and PP2. Now, in this case, we're doing 7 exams, not at 7 exams, but basically 7 study areas, which are subjects. So, if I pull an analysis of this, you'll be able to see that we have more than we have an extra subject. So in this case, we are comparing in grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, we are comparing 7 subjects. Of course, there is an additional movement and creative activities, which is here. So we are comparing 7 study areas, and the total score should be out of 700 in this case. Very beautifully presented there. And everything else falls in place as we've done with the other analysis. Let's look at now, maybe grade 4, grade 5, and grade 6. They're doing close to 10 exams or not exams, but basically study areas or subjects. So in this case, I'll pull for grade 5 and we do an analysis for grade 5. Then in this case, let me just print a report card of the same, and then we'll be able to see that we have close to 10 subjects or study areas for grade 4, 5, 6. So you can see here we have English, mathematics, social science and technology, social studies, religious education, agriculture, home science, physical and health education, creative arts, and music. So those are 10 study areas. And you can be able to see we are comparing these out of 1,000 because every subject scores 100%. So we expect that the total of 10 should be able to give us 1,000 total marks. Then we have a mean of that, and then we also have the graphical presentation of every score for every exam. So this is a very beautiful transition from the 844 system to basically the CBC. So I open this chance to our clients and even those who are willing to take the system. We are ready to deploy the system to you. So approachers will be able to help you in the best way so that you can be able to keep track, you can be able to migrate, you can be able to go forward with the changes in technologies and changes in the education sector to fit your context of application. So we look forward to having you on board. In case you need us, I'll be able to put my contacts and also so that I can be able to reach us. Thank you so much for listening to us. I think in the next move, I'll be able to showcase to you our finance module for the Learnsoft ERP for